Well, welcome everyone, and Ethan, great to speak to you again. On this webinar, we're giving away a link to your own agentic AI Scrum coach, saving you 20 days of effort, so stick around for that. If you're scared about AI disruption and want to make yourself irreplaceable and not replaced, stick around to the end and we'll show you how to future-proof your career by harnessing the AI revolution. This month's topic, it's very exciting, very cool for me. AI-driven Agile. Supercharging Agile team. And Ethan, I know you and I have spoken a lot about this topic, and we're seeing a lot of change in trend. So just quick introduction for those who don't know. Togetha is, you can see on the screen. If anyone, by the way, you can't see on the screen, do let us know in the chat box. This presentation is not AI generated. There you go. Togetha, we are a platinum Atlassian Solution Partner. We've operated in Hong Kong, Australia, and we've also got Ethan. I've known Ethan for God knows, like 5-6 years now, and I've attended his training courses before, and we collaborate on many other work and projects and conferences and whatnot. So it's great to have you here today, Ethan. Ethan, why don't I today's agenda? We're going to talk about. Spend a lot of time get your sharing with your expertise in Scrum at Scale and Agile coaching, and your conversation with Jeff Sutherland on how AI is impacting the work of Agile teams. And then I'll go into a bit of a live demo on how we can, on the same topic, right, use AI to help Agile teams on Jira and Confluence. And then I think we're going to discuss some case study, and then wrap up with a quick Q&A for the audience in the chat. So audience, if you've got any questions throughout, just let us know in the chat, and then we'll try to address them towards the end of the 45 minutes or 40 minutes or so we've got. So why don't I pass it on to you, and why don't you give us a quick intro, and you can start sharing your presentation as well.
So now I'll pull up my personal bio and a little bit about CI Agile as well. So I'm Ethan. I have been an Agile transformation coach for a long time now. Started 2009 till now. I think it's about 16 years. So I've been leading Agile transformation in the Greater China regions, many Chinese company as well. So until a few years ago, I retired and come back to Malaysia to my permanent residence. So I've been a strong proponent of Agile and Scrum. And the company that I'm working for right now is called CI Agile. CI Agile is a community of passionate Agilists. So we are led by Dr. Jeff Sutherland, the original creator of Scrum and the co-signatory of the Agile Manifesto. So essentially, we invented Agile and Scrum. So if you are buying iPhone, the original place will be the Apple Store. You are learning Agile and Scrum, CI Agile and Scrum Inc. will be like the Apple Store of Agile. So today I want to tell you a story. Started early last year. So when I talked to Jeff Sutherland, he said, Ethan, that's been a revolution, right? I say, hey Jeff, what's going on? He say, we have been moving all of our projects teams and work organization to this AI-driven approach, and it's been spectacular. And I was like, what is this AI-driven approach? You are doing Scrum and Agile, and suddenly you are doing AI, right? That seems to be not related at all. And he's like, no, right? And then he explained to me the story, why it's important to combine the two. And I was feeling skeptical that time, right? And until like 6 months later, he told me, okay, Ethan, I've trained an agentic AI, a reasoning AI, so that we can take all the Agile and Scrum approach to be AI-driven. We simplify a lot of things that we do in an organizations, from PRD to user story to estimations to daily Scrum, everything. We changed everything. And I was like, okay. I'll try your AI sometime. So that was like mid last year. So, and then I gave it a try. And immediately I realized what he was talking about, his vision, what he's trying to do. So I did it with a very, very small trial, right? So I've been teaching Agile and Scrum class, and that's my students posting on LinkedIn. Obviously, she write something good about me, and I kind of need a post, right? To post it on my website, to post it on repurpose it for other use. So I was thinking about, okay, can I make use of Dr. Sutherland's AI for this, right? Not project management, nothing, right? But eventually, right, before I use this AI, right, the way that we do marketing collateral would be to go to a marketing company, start a project, they'll take care of it, and then they'll charge you 6,000 for an image or something like that, and they'll create copywriting, the post it, and manage it for you. The turnaround time is about 2 months. Why? Because the first month they say, oh, we need to design. The second month they say, okay, we need to do more design, and the third month they start executing a plan. So when I start to use AI to do it, right, immediately, I use AI to redo the image, rewrite the thing immediately. If I stop in 40 minutes, I'm done. I verify with Vinny. She says okay to post, and I'm done. So I was kind of impressed by that. And then that was the first trial. And after that, right, when I start to drill into Dr. Sutherland's AI, and I noticed how big the difference is, and kind of want to show you this. So let me stop sharing my PPT and show you some actual footage, right, that I'm doing with the AI approach. Okay, so let me open up a web browser. Yep. Andrew, you want to say something?
No, just very excited to see it, and it's good to see, the other thing we talked about, or in Jeff's webinar, about he's using AI as a teammate, right? And that's what you're showing us, right?
That's correct. So while kind of sharing my story and how I discovered this and how I go more and more into it, and eventually I joined Jeff in his lab to train the AI and to create the next version, right? So from knowing nothing, just do a simple post, to like coming more and more with the projects. So let me share screen and let me share tab. Okay. So this is what Dr. Sutherland's built with his agentic AI. He's built on top of ChatGPT. It's called Scrum Sage. All you guys need to do is to go Google search. You guys can see my screen, right? Andrew can see my screen, right? It's a Google screen.
I can see your screen.
Yeah. So just Google search Scrum Sage version 1 and click onto it. It's built on ChatGPT right now. It's free for everyone to use. So we are not trying to sell you anything. Just use it, and hopefully you get things done soon. Okay. The first thing that I tried to do with it, okay, I was like, okay, now I need to design. There was once where I need to design an event. When I need to design an event, I have no idea what I should be doing. So I sat down in the coffee place, like Starbucks, right, and start typing some of my idea into a text file. As you can see, the text file on the left, right, grammatically is no good, like syntax is no good, right? I just typing rough idea. So I kind of get it done in about an hour or something, to think about, okay, what I want to do is just type it in simple text file. So, okay, but in order to really run it as a project, because we need to collaborate with different company and with Scrumming, I kind of need to generate a PRD. So I download an empty PRD templates from the internet, just like this, nothing to it, right? So, and I try to use Dr. Sutherland's AI onto it, and I'll show you what I did. Okay, right. So, okay, so I drag in the file that I've just written in Starbucks, right? Very simple text file, and a PRD template. It could be your company template, it could be an empty template, whatever, right? I'm just using an empty one. And I just type in a prompt. And because Dr. Sutherland's AI is designed and trained specifically for all project management situations, right? So from creating PRD to generating all the Scrum artifacts, everything with just one click, right? So, okay. So now, hey, with just one click and a prompt, give me a PRD and things like this, right? it is actually generating things for me, right? So it's designing all the features, everything, fill in the blanks, right? Give me some ideas. What are the features that my forum would have? Opening keynote by JJ, whatever. This is from rough idea. It's manifesting all these things. Okay, so I'm done with the first part. All right. So, but then as an agile person, right, I can't just use a PRD, right? So I need to have a team, an agile team to develop it. So I need something called a product backlog, right? So and that's how we use Agile and Scrum, and that's how the Agile process start, right? We need Agile requirements. So from this PRD, I give it another prompt. Hey, Dr. Sutton's AI, from the PRD, please generate all these things. Now, there are a lot of AIs right now that can do the same thing. However, this is the best that I've tried. I've tried different ones, Gemini's, Grok, right? Every different AI that I've tried. Nothing's come close to the accuracy and completeness of Dr. Sutton's AI right here. All right. So from the PRD, and then immediately one click, hey, I have all epic user story, acceptance criteria, whatever things, right? And I'm ready to pass it to a team, my event management team, and execute all these things. All right. So this is like, to me, that was like amazing. That's my first trial. So why is it amazing? Because previously, when I was doing the agile way of working, right, I have Scrum and things like this, the PO need to really think about everything, right? Write down the user story, refine it, keep changing it, and it'll be something like 20 days before I have a good enough version of PRD, and then I need an ITBA to act as a PO to help me translate to the user story and everything. So it is more like a month kind of thing. And now, hey, suddenly it becomes a 10-second, from 1 month to a 10-second kind of things. And okay, in order to know how much my project will cost me, or work effort, how much work effort is the do I have to incur? Hey, I can say estimate this backlog for me using the planning poker approach. Hey, approach, all right? And it's going to estimate the work effort for me. We used to have training. We used to have, what's the planning poker system? A group of people doing all the ceremonial things in order to get this thing done, right? And we used to have developers that's inflating the number because they want to look good. We used to have vendor inflating the number because they want to get more money from you, right? We have inexperienced team doing the totally wrong estimation. Now with just one click, it's giving you, the AI is giving you the true and fair view of things. And each estimate is important because it let me know how much money I'm going to pay to my team, to my vendor, and things like this. And Dr. Sutherland just did a great job training his AI to get one of the best estimate possible right here. All right. So everything right here estimated, organized, and I can ask it to prioritize. I can ask it to refine. I can ask it to do something more. So, wow, that was my first trial, right? And it was my first spectacular. And then my world opened. And I was like, oh, Jesus. So we spent so much time hiring an expensive PO, great PO, train them, right? So much thing that we can do. All right. Now, all we need to do is just to copilot with the AI. And we are gaining so much momentum. The AI can generate 60 to 70% of things. And as an experienced PO, I'll just modify, add, and change. So I didn't come up from nothing. I didn't come up from scratch. I can save so much of my time. And because the AI is giving a true and fair view on estimation and many status report you'll see later, right? And I certainly have a baseline of estimation. So I know if the team is doing something wrong, I will challenge them. Hey, you are very far away from the AI estimate. Can you explain to me like what are the other things that you do? Or if a vendor try to raise price because this work item is so big, right? Well, but according to what we estimate, right, and the AI is giving us true and fair view, you are overestimating 5 times. Can you explaining to me why? Right? So this is saving me so much time, so much money, and I can drill down into the right sections where I should spend my time. And it is such a powerful thing. And not just that, right? Let me give you a second case where I think you will like it even more. So just give me a second. All right. Okay, share screen and okay. So when my team is doing development, as a project director and a stakeholder of the company, I cannot manage all the projects. I have a lot of teams, I have a lot of projects, right? So let's say I'm a small company. Let's say I have only 3 teams. Now, these are the team status, right? This is the Atlassian tools, Trello and Jira. So let's say I have 3 teams, team A, team B, and team C. Let's say I'm in the middle of the work cycle, right? And team A is done with half of the things and progressing on half. Team A is doing good. Well, in the middle of the work cycle already, team B is doing bad, right? They're stuck, nothing get done, right? The to-do things is there, they're stuck, right? So they are going to be late and they're not going to meet the deadline. So team C, hey, they're totally done. They're doing nothing. They're playing video games every day. All right. So the same thing, you can see it in Jira as well, right? So whether you use Jira or you use Trello, if you have a situation like this, all right, so how do you do it? So as a project director, I can't be spending so much time and joining all the daily Scrum or whatever because I just have no time, right? I need to do other things. I'm frequently traveling out of the company. So what do? So we changed how we implement Scrum. We used to have the manual daily Scrum where everybody answer 3 questions. Okay, what have you done yesterday? What I'm going to do today, and what is the impediments? So we know we don't do that anymore. But instead, every day, 10 minutes before the daily Scrum, we have the Scrum Master run a daily Scrum report, AI report, and it's going to visualize all the status right here. Okay. And I'm going to show you right here. All right. So I'm going to drag in the 3 images. Okay. Just give me a second. All right. So I'm going to drag in the 3 images as I show you. There's no need to type, no need to do anything. Just do a screenshot from Jira or do a screenshot from Trello. Right. So I'm just using the Trello one. Just drag them in. Screenshot, drag them in. That's it. Right. So you can ask the Scrum Master to do that every day. Right, and fire a prompt, right? So, okay, so let me fire a prompt.
Ethan, right now we're still looking at your mural board.
Okay, you are still looking at mural boards? All right, so,
yes.
Okay, so let me come back to, sorry, not very familiar with this sharing tool. Okay, share screen again, and here. Okay, so I'm going to drag in the 3 pictures. I'm going to fire a prompt and tell him that, hey, just do a report for me, right? Just do a report for me, right? So the AI is going to analyze your Jira tools, right? And or your Trello tools. And it's going to show you the situation as they see, right? Okay. And then it's going to give you the recommendations, right? Okay. You see, team B is a major concern. While team C is done, right? They have nothing to do. They may be underutilized, right? Team A is doing good. So it's going to look at all the things for you, and you can configure it to summarize across 7 project, 20 teams or whatever. And as a project director, right, you only need to spend time on the red flag the AI raise, right? Pay attention to team B, right? Rebalance work, right? And don't do anything else, right? You can configure it to be more, less, to Scrum Master, to Project Manager, or whatever. So this is such a powerful things that we are doing right now. Okay, so yeah. So this is the 2 showcase that I want to show you, and that was really impressed me with the AI plus Agile. right? And after we use it, the result was spectacular. So one more slide, and then I'll pass to you, Andrew.
Yeah.
So, okay, after we use this, okay, right, after we use it, oh geez, okay, can everybody see my screen? Some chart right here.
Okay.
All right. So after we use the AI-driven approach, right, before and after, if you look at the chart right here, from 37 to 42, same people, same team, approximately the same thing that they are doing, right? If you look at their burnout chart, they are off in a very, very big way. So they are very, very inconsistent. So before and after, you see 37 before, 37, 41 is good, 38, 40, 42, no good. But after we use the AI-driven approach, right, every work cycle is consistent, right? 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, right? The team are meeting the deadline. The team are the team are over delivering on certain sprint as well. The consistency is there. The momentum is there, right? As a project director, I really love what I'm seeing. And if you look at the team growth chart right here, before and after, right? After the team, the orange color is commitment, and during spring planning, and the blue color is delivery, the actual delivery, right? So they deliver much more, right, than they commit. And before we use the AI coming in, right, they commit, they are delivering less, and only under one circumstances we're delivering more. So the consistency, the productivity, the team growth is just spectacular after we use the AI-driven Scrum approach.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
No doubt. And it's great seeing all this example. I'm going to post two, because nobody's asking a question yet, and we've got a Q&A later, but I'm going to post two questions for you to think about while I show the demo. But, while you were showing that, it comes to my mind, and we kind of talked about this. One is your story point estimation, right? I know Scrum Stage is built upon the knowledge base with Jeff Sutherland and other people from Scrumming, including yourself.
That's
But
correct.
story points are relative, right? How would the Scrum Stage manage individual velocity for different companies? That's number one. Don't have to answer me right now. We'll save it for the end because we're kind of a bit over time for the demo, but that's okay. And two is, and this is just a general, I think everyone has the same question in mind across the world, right? You're showing us, and later I'll show you my Agile AI coach on Jira as well, right? How would that impact the roles, to be more specific, right? Your students who have been trained to become Scrum Masters or POs or Agile coaches, right? Well, now potentially their jobs can be replaced by Scrum Stage, by Rovo in Atlassian, right? So have a think about that. I don't think we're going to have a definitive answer even at the end of today, but just an interesting food for thoughts, right? But thanks so much for what you just showed us. Is incredible. And
Andrew, you told me that you can have some automation as well and smooth, and you can achieve about the same thing within the Jira tool as well. And you told me that Jira featured incredible AI as well, and I'm looking forward to your demo on that.
yeah, let's look at it right now, right? We're halfway through a webinar. I'll try to spend. Look, you guys can see my screen. This is Confluence. This is all. The presentation before wasn't AI generated, but this is. So this is my demo plan to you today, right? But before we even start that, right, I just want to do a deep research as well, because just now you did an example on how to use the AI to help structure your PRD for your marketing event, right? Which is very exciting. We'll talk more about it towards the end as well. I just want to show you in Atlassian and Rovo, they recently released deep research. Well, I say recently, about a month or so now. And we can just move that, deep research, how to conduct a one-day Agile event in Malaysia to promote Scrum at scale, right? Just to help you do some background research. Now, this is similar to other agents, deep research. It will take some time, so that's why I'll start loading that first. So we'll come back to it in a second. Look, let me spend 5 minutes on, one of the roles for product owners, right? How do we refine the backlog, right? So for example, let's say if I look at you know, the last thing you showed me just now was really pretty much about status report, having a single pane of glass to see what's going on in your report. Now, I think there are many ways to skin a cat, right? If you're using Jira correctly, so this is just a demo project, we can have a summary page where all your status on who's working on what kind of tasks, priority breakdown, like I said, who's working on what, and you can see niches being overloaded here, and progress of your epics already. So, like I said, right, having AI, I think it's just another channel. I think a good project director, like you said, is how do you manage all the data and status of the team and make good decision, right? So it's really about how do you get, and of course we can drill down onto each of those, right? So with that, I want to show you quickly another agent that we've got out of the box, which is again similar to what you've shown just now. Was more generic use at the beginning, right? So how to research product requirement document. I want to go next stage, right? So let's say your team has done a backlog planning, right? And we've got a lot of backlogs in our Jira, right? So again, we've got a backlog here. So this is called the Jira Theme Analyzer. Is out of the box AI agent from Atlassian. So let me start a new one. It's designed to help teams to identify themes, right? So here you can see a lot of backlog items, and with some of the out of the box prompts, it will run and then analyze all my issues in the backlog, and it would help me identify the themes on security on the backlog, right? So oftentimes we like the team to input into ideas and then kind of have prioritize. This would then help us groom the backlog, coming up with common themes and put the epics or features, the steps, right? Again, to what you said, right? This process normally for AI, right? It could have taken at least a day or two when I was a product owner to get all information and then kind of group everything together and come up with good themes and ideas. So now that we've got a backlog, right, I then want to show you some individual store cases, right? One of the challenge I find in a lot of the teams that I work with, especially in I would say Hong Kong and Asia, so some of the agile practicing teams who are at the beginning of their agile journey, right? Not quite the discipline and sometimes the hygiene, right? One of which, you know, we talked about in your training and all the time is about definition of readiness, right? We've got a good backlog, but we don't have information on the backlog item, then that's no good for the developer team as well. So what we've got here is another agent that again, out of the box, no configuration needed. You can turn it on, it'll be ready for you to go. Is called Ready. We can customize it so it check against individual or specific DORs. But let's see what it can do, right? It will quickly analyze this here and then tell me this clarity, audible, and estimation, right? So, example, everything looks pretty basic. Included a Loom video, plenty of detail and acceptance, assigned people who's doing what and whatnot. But of course, right, this is only a good example. What happens? We have this is an epic with limited information, right? So let's out. I haven't actually tested this. There you go. Consistent context, right? Because the DOR is the same, and it's using AI to evaluate on different tickets. So that applying that, right, as a project director or the leader of the agile team or even the stakeholder, your agile coach, right? You can then very quickly, and of course we can automate and then put it as a comment. Once someone started a new ticket, we'll automatically run this checker, and then it would provide a comment on the ticket saying, hey, this ticket is meet our DOR, it's ready to go, right? So a lot of teams, they have a stage on their on their free Kanban columns, right? They actually have one that's like, is it ready for development, right? Is this user story or backlog item ready, right? So we can again automate that. Right? So that we're talking about, combining AI agent with automation, and that's where the real power for AI, in my opinion, comes in. Right? On the Jira front, I want to show you one more thing, which is similar to what you showed as well just now. Right? I myself now, this one is not out of the box. So Togetha, I use um, my own team's agile knowledge, Scrum knowledge, and history and background and proposal and projects and lessons learned to build a knowledge base on this. And what it does is it's like a virtual agile coach for us. It can do things like help with estimation, next steps, and whatnot. But one of the ones that I use most common, let's say you manage across many different projects, and I want to quickly get a snapshot, we're still looking at the same project on how we're doing on the agile front for this project. So all I'll do is ask them to do a health check for me, and fingers crossed, should come up with a report. Okay. So it does an assessment. Just now at the beginning, I showed you, right? Mitch is being overloaded. It's picked that up. Lack of progress on critical tasks. So it suggests some intervention. We need to relocate some resource because Mitch is being overloaded. Prioritization workshop help the team to prioritize the tasks that they need to work towards the project goal. Optimize with the daily stand-up if we're not doing that. Expected outcome. But nicely, it's like towards the end, right? And this is coming back to the question I asked you before. Even at the agile coach level, right? Potentially it could be replaced. Now, of course, there's the human touch that's not there. But imagine if you can't find a good agile coach or there's not enough agile coach resources, right? Our knowledge base can help then do some intervention and also coaching questions to the team leads, right? What are the specific challenge that's preventing the team, right? And that's the human touch I'm talking about, right? Because the AI will ask that question, but it's probably best to have someone like the team lead or one of the key stakeholders or the agile coach to go and work with the team and discuss some of the questions to help the team improve. So I think one of the things when we talked about this, Scrum Stage obviously it's got very specific knowledge. I think here we can combine with on the Atlassian platform a mix of general knowledge that it comes out of the box, or we can tailor it and specify it, right? So I think, like I said at the beginning, many different ways to use AI to achieve your goals. One of the things you highlighted is, data privacy, and if people are using the Atlassian platform already, and they want to make sure it's secure on the cloud on their own kind of environment that they can manage with Atlassian Guard. I think that's another very good way to adapt AI as well. I'll take a quick break here. And then looking at time, I'll try to spend the next 4 minutes or so to show us all some of the things that we can do with Confluence, right? So just now, I saw you using Miro, right? You should have talked to me and I'll give you access to the whiteboard in Confluence. And I like how your presentation or your demo, we didn't talk, we spent a bit of time last night talking about it, but then, you talked very much about the upfront at the beginning, and I then talk about the backlog grooming. Now I'm trying to do an example on retro, right? So here, this is called on Confluence. This is called Confluence Whiteboard. It's very similar experience to any other whiteboard you have in the market. You can have a lot of different templates to win, and I've just used the simple retrospective template. It's got some simple guide out of the box. And then let's say I've generated a bunch of ideas, good, bad ideas, and what to implement. One of the things that I really like is that you can use AI to help generate similar ideas, right? So maybe not the best example for retro, but imagine using a whiteboard to generate ideas for your backlog, or doing a workshop with your stake with some requirements fine tuning. Based on tickets, you can actually generate new stickies for me already, right? So I might not use this example, but coming back to this. Let's say we're running retro, we've got a lot of ideas, we've got some good feedback, and then we've got some action items to do. Another thing that's pretty cool, I thought be group related. And again, there you go. So I can quickly identify some of the key themes of the action items. So we need to improve the agile practice, better collaboration and communication, some development tasks, and some culture stuff, right? Kind of people want more snacks, right? Again, can we do this without AI? Of course, right? But how many times also we've done as a Scrum Master after retro, or we have to spend it to better fine tune these things, right? So I think, again, it's just how do we increase productivity and insights with AI? On the theme of using AI, I have a quick video here. I'm going to voice over it. So you and I, if you Loom in some of our meetings and what it's when a meeting goes into the, so let's say again, for BA, updates or minute, it will actually capture the meeting, describe it, and then the video confluence. The beauty of it is then simply and then create work item. To what you showed, Ethan, right? The matter of best suit your organization, because in an organization that's using Jira or Confluence, I think adding Scrum Stage would be a extra turbo charge for their workflow. But I think also they can also very quickly adapt what's available for them. What I'm worried about sometimes for the tooling and AI is like it's 2023, right? They just don't even know these features exist for them, right? So, and then let alone in the agile space, right? We're running out of time. I'm going to spend just a couple of more minutes to show you the last thing. This is an experiment. I wasn't going to show this, right? But you shared with me, because just now when you were showing your demo, your screens, we couldn't actually see the plain text file, right? But I'll show it here now. So the text file that Ethan used just now is this. So he typed this up at his cafe or at his outdoor nice garden in Kuala Lumpur, and then these are his ideas for the upcoming Agile event.
I was doing that when I went to Australia for a vacation. And
oh, really? You did in Australia?
That, hey, let's create something towards the end of the year, right? And then let's type that with the beautiful scenery of the of Tasmania, right? It helped me, it inspired me to think about something really, really fun. So, yeah, that's why the text file is messy.
So that's all right. Oh, we've got AI to clean it up, right? So I tested it last night when you sent this to me. It's not going to be as good, I don't think, because I don't have the template you've got and I haven't configured it. This is another agent out of the box, right? So we're seeing a specialized agent. Right? So what I've done is I've attached this. I said create a PDL based on the attach. And again, let's see what comes of it, right?
Oh, wow, something's coming up. How much you like is another story, but at least someone is doing the work for you.
I know, right? And it's funny you say that, right? Because we can definitely fine tune, come up with some user stories in a table with acceptance.
Yeah,
I will,
because I think people might be anxious, like, okay, how can we actually do that, right? And why can't we do that now? So there are a couple of key criteria I want to share to the audiences as well.
Oh, I think that's why they have to follow up and also come to your event in end of August as well. But there you go, right? So we can do that. We still got about a minute or so, and we've shown before. Well, can quickly. If we want to create some Jira item, do that. Look at that. If we do that, we'll go straight to our Jira backlog. Yeah, look, I think you're right. We kind of want to close up very soon. But a quick recap for me again, the AI and Atlassian and Rovo straight away can help you refine, prioritize work, It just streamlines the automation and the workflow from your Confluence or your BA work, your product owner work. We've got all these tools available for us already, right? And how do we best utilize it? So, all right, go on then, Ethan. How do you think people can start using all this?
Jira, of course, just talk to you. So, but I think I want to give you guys a couple of ideas. So, so can I, Andrew? Can I share my screen? Can I start sharing my screen?
Yeah. I think
okay. You might want to stop yours first. So I have a question to ask everyone, right? And the answer is kind of on this sheet. So it's a very, very easy question. So everyone can access ChatGPT with just a Chrome, right? A Chrome browser. Why isn't everybody then enjoying the benefits of the AI at work? Why? Everybody can use it. It's free. You can have a Chrome and open up ChatGPT and do whatever you want. You can change however your company with the AI things. But seems like not many people are reaping the benefits, and the AI is just a gimmicks right now. Oh, to do one small thing for you, write a copyright thing, ask about the weather, those kind of things, right? But the core workflow from ideas to requirements to things that people can the engineering team can consume, to managing the entire thing, to delivery, to after delivery, and all this end-to-end workflow. Not many people are optimizing this, right? People are just using here and there, bit and patches. Well, but everybody have access to ChatGPT. Why then not many people can do it right now? So after I went into the story a little bit more and study a little bit more, I realized that the Agile way of working, and I call it the Agile OS, is the enabler for the AI workflow. Why? Because AI thrive on having transparency, data, and able to analyze based on these big data things. If you work in a very traditional environment, right? So like, for example, one of the case study here, if you work in a very traditional environment, right? You are doing things the existing way. You are using your Gantt chart, you are using your timesheet, you are using your PMO control mechanism, and based on traditional SDLC process. So the problem of traditional management is that we work in silo. We don't tend to collaborate that much. And why are you asking for my data again? Right? So these are the kind of barrier. So you see, if you have this kind of barrier, then AI have no data to analyze. You provide no transparency and no basis for the AI to be able to do its reasoning. And because it cannot do its good reasoning, it gives you poor suggestions. And you cannot leverage the power, unleash the power in full. So hence, really, the being able to work in the Agile way, right, or I call it the Agile OS, is really the enabler, because it's opened up the transparency, it opens up the collaboration, it opens up the data so that everybody works together. And when AI gives you a suggestion or help you to do something, you can change immediately. So we have a very, very good case study, right? We are helping a bank, and they achieved the result that they have 50% increase in deposit in 7 months. So for retail banking, right, if you get 50% more increase in deposit in 7 months, to retail banking is a big thing. It's a huge thing, right? Oh. So how do they achieve it? And the app get 3 times jump in terms of rating score in the App Store, right? And they cut the project timeline by 7 months, right? In this case study. And this is a spectacular manifesting of that. So when we are helping them, right, there are similar problems in them, right? Overcommitment, burnout, missed deadline, quality issues, fail UAT, and things like this. A lot of things that you guys might have heard of. They are using the traditional way of managing right here. So the thing that we tell them, okay, if you want to leverage the next gen efficiency, you want to leverage generative AI and reasoning AI to a good potential, you first have to change the way that you're working because it's enabler. And then we put in the AI and we streamline your workflow end to end. It's just like pretty much what I show you just now. All right. So we went in there, we changed, we helped them to transition the team, right? We help them to transition. Obviously, there are steps there to do it, right? So change the team to the agile way of working instead of traditional hierarchical, many layers, many sign off, those kind of things, right? So and then they are doing great in that. So I don't want to go into the technical lesson as in how you do it. What is the way to do enterprise backlog, build, measure, and learn cycle? I don't want to go into those, but I want to let you know that it's very important that in order to use AI-driven management, that means streamline your entire workforce, right, and let AI take the maximum potential, right? You really have to use the start working in the agile way first, right? Unlock the data sharing, unlock the transparency, unlock the collaboration, and then you have a chance to succeed. So this is probably the end of all the points that I want to share to you. To me, I have a question for you too. When I start to go into this AI plus agile path, right, I have a question for myself. What kind of life do you want to live from this point on? What kind of life do I want to live from this point on? Do I want to go back to a time where I do everything manually, or worse, right? Manual, hierarchical, old-fashioned. Do I really want to go back to those? Or do I want to enjoy a life where I can be in Australia, Tasmania, typing kind of things and easily generate my PRD backlog things? One click is sent to the team. And despite me being in Tasmania, they can start working on it. Which kind of life you want to live? Your current way or the easier way? It's your choice.
Sure.
Right.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
Yep, that is the things I want to share. And if you really want to learn more, we have free material for you so that you can learn the Agile and the AI plus Agile for free, right? If you're interested, let me or Andrew know. I'll help you out, right?
Ethan, this is a perfect segue, right? You mentioned you don't want to go into all the detail, and we don't have the time as well, right? But we'll be running our first co-branded Scrum at Scale AI training towards September. We'll send out more details shortly as well. But we're trying to poll with the team, should we do it on a Friday or Saturday? But yeah, I think that would be a great one-day training for us to go into deeper dive into some of the technical details. I think to your question, I know you're more asking to the audience, but I just want to say, now that I've been using Rovo and AI, you can't go back. It's not a choice anymore. I don't think it's a choice to go back in the days without the help of AI, right? And it's a matter of how do we then use the extra time to increase productivity and value to our organization. So let's go into this. There is one, Elvin's question, right? So Elvin's question is about AI-driven management as better burnt down. What does it give? More relevant insight, but the action is not automated. So the burnt down improvement is more probably more nuanced. I think I kind of understand, and Elvin, we can definitely talk more offline as well. But I kind of guess, because I had a similar thought when you were showing that burnt down, right? Can you share a little bit more, Ethan? Because the burnt down can be affected by many other factors beyond just the AI help, right? What's your thoughts on that? What's your comment on that?
Okay, so I have a Tesla car. Actually, I have two cars. I have a Tesla and I have another car, Volvo, right? Volvo was like 5 years ago, and Tesla was like 2 years ago. So I mainly drive a Tesla today because as I get older, when I drive, if I slightly lean to the left or right, there's departure warning, right? Very well made by Tesla, right? If I step on gas when I shouldn't, when the car in front of me is already stopped, the Tesla gives me a really good warning so that I can adjust my things. And when I'm twisting corner, where you have the scanner, right, so that I know how much more space I have to make the turn. So these are the early transparency that you do. The system provide you, Tesla provide you, that you can make changes. So AI driven is the same thing as well. So the part that I showed you just now was the AI looking at the current work status automatically and summarize for you and highlight those early warning. Okay, team 2 is stuck. Team 3 have nothing to do. All right. These are like the Tesla warning, right? Okay, you have a situation. Please act on it. And because we have those, as a driver, I adjust. As a Scrum Master, then I push my team. Okay, guys, we are late on our delivery. 60% of time have elapsed, and then we are only finished 35% of our job. So what should we do, team? Let's talk it out immediately. Should we talk to the stakeholder and drop some requirements? Should we change some of the acceptance criteria so it's easier? Should we descope something? Oh, should we work some overtime? Should we pass it out to whatever that you want to do, right? So the system give you early warnings, right? So that you can react to the early warning very quickly. Now, without AI-driven, we rely on a very, very experienced Scrum Master and performing right. And although CI Agile have a fairly good Scrum Master, and obviously that's the performance, right? So hence AI gave us a lot of help in terms of their daily monitoring, right? And that's how we adjust and have a better breakdown chart. Yes.
If I can reiterate what you just said, and so that I make sure we understand it correctly, right? What I'm hearing is the AI have, like, burnt down, like what we said just now, is just one of the warning signs or factors. With AI, we get more accurate kind of these KPI and report throughout the Agile process, and therefore the team or the Scrum Master or coach can better adjust costs for the team, right? Is that a good way to interpret what you just said?
Yes, it's essentially one of its function is to be a mid-level Agile coach. So you used to pay a lot of money for Andrew to come into your company to help you, right? So that's a senior. It's not going to replace a senior. However, for the junior, for the mid-level Agile coach, you can stop paying them, and you just have your team ask the AI, hey, given this is my situation, blah, 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 what should I do? And the AI will give you very, very good advice on it.
Again, yeah, exactly, right. And I think you put it very good, like the mid-level Agile kind of consultants, right? That skill set. I think it's gonna, in general, the AI trend, what we're seeing is it's gonna go into extremes, right? There'll be low-level work that's still kind of be hired, and then there's gonna be experience one that cannot quite be replaced by AI, and then the middle layer is kind of at risk, which segues to the next question from the audience. Would AI replace the PO function? Which is similar to what we talked about before as well, right? What's your thought? Do you want me to start?
When AI comes in, we know that AI will it's not just PO or Scrum Master or whatever, right? The AI coming in, right, it's going to replace a lot of junior level functions. So, for example, if you hire junior executive to run paper, to do English grammar checking and those kind of things, right? Or low level copywriting, you no longer need those guys. So that's happening in every single industry. So what AI would not replace are people that with knowledge and that can co-pilot with the AI. So if you are a programmer, you know how to co-pilot, co-program with the AI, you are much more efficient, you have a job. However, if you don't even know how to use AI when you program and you try to write it the manual way this day, you are bound to be replaced. So it happened in all fields as well. Now, for product ownership, you probably won't be replaced because product owners need a lot of industry experience, the domain expertise. So if you are in banking mobile apps, right? So the AI is not going to replace you because of your domain knowledge, right? So if you are a bank loan system expert, right? You're loaning to fishery, you're loaning to crops loan, right? You're not going to be replaced because AI don't have those specific information. But for general ones, right? Low-level copywriting, those kind of things, you have to rethink about if that's the path that you want to take.
I think I agree largely, but I think as we see the AI expertise, right now we're seeing specialization in AI models, and then I think later on it'll go back to a super AI model where it takes on, O3, ChatGPT, Rovo and everything all together, and it will be able to answer even expert knowledge stuff, because that expert knowledge over time. So let's say you're a second line of defense in risk or credit risk and whatnot, that eventually can be learned by AI as well. However, I want to bring another viewpoint, just a general AI trend. Let's say your organization have replaced everyone with AI, or AI is doing all the research and copywriting, right? The challenge is it going to generate valuable and new content? Of course, AI can generate new content, right? But would that generate kind of better insight based on customer feedback and human feedback? And you can argue then, yeah, we can get API to bring that in, right? But I think you brought out another very good point. For individuals, right, the next step to increase your competitiveness is really about how good do you know how to use AI becomes a skills itself, right? Do you know how to build an agent on Rovo or on ChatGPT? Do you know how to use some Scrum stage, right? That now becomes a skills. How do you work and co-pilot, like you said, so they brand it very well, right, with the AI teammates, I think.
I kind of like the world of Star Trek. If you watch Star Trek, right, the AI is doing a lot of things, right? So computer, right, synthesize whatever serum for me. So then the computer will synthesize the serum for me. Computer, I want this food, right? So this is like the AI doing work. However, if you watch Star Trek, whenever they have a star anomaly like this, they're not letting the AI to decide what to do on an anomaly, right? When they're facing the enemy Klingon, right, you're not letting the AI decide, right? If we get shot by the Klingon, the engineering is with fire. Engineering, how are we doing? What about a warp drive, right? You're not letting AI to fix it, right? You still need human on those and assisted by the AI in some tasks, right? So that's the world that I hope to see. And let's not see the world of Matrix. Let's not see the world of Terminator.
I know what you mean.
Andrew.
Well, I think that's a good wrap. Just a quick call to action. So all those thanks for attending today. We're joining forces with Ethan and the CI Agile team to teach the ultimate one-day course in AI-enabled Agile leadership, an online course on Friday, the 26th of September, developed by the creator of Scrum, Dr. Jeff Sutherland himself. Anyone in an organization beginning their Agile transformation or looking to scale it for their teams should not miss this opportunity to become hyper-productive at scale. So save the date, the 26th of September, share this with your team, and get ready to learn Scrum at scale from the most experienced practitioners in Asia. We'd love to tailor this course and focus on your specific priorities. So please reply in the comments and let me know which areas are most important to you.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me, and thank you so much for attending this webinar. Hope to see you guys again. So bye-bye, Andrew.
Thanks, everyone. Good Friday.